Well, good morning. It's Friday. Happy Friday to you, TGIF. 4 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. We love showcasing indie artists right here on the morning show. And today we're heading to Australia to chat with award-winning country duo, The Long and Short of It. They teamed up in 2007. They have 6 albums, 2 EPs, a slew of awards since then. Their latest album and best one to date, Midnight Choir, is out now, and they just dropped a brand new single last week called How Big Is It? We're excited to have David and Patsy from The Long and Short of It on the show. First of all, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us, Jeff.
It's our pleasure, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, I'm chatting with you guys before we come on the air. In Australia right now, what is it, like 10 o'clock at night on Friday night?
It is. That's exactly what it is.
That's it.
So next time we'll get the lottery numbers for you, Jeff. We hadn't organised it this time, so.
Exactly. We have to plan that out better for the next go-around. But I'm researching you guys. I'm listening to the songs. I'm reading articles. I'm checking everything out. And then I start watching your videos. And I'm like, well, wow. Well, that's where they got the name. I didn't realize that at all. I mean, let's tell people. David, how tall are you?
I'm about probably a foot shorter than Patsy. So
yeah, it's
about 4'11".
Yeah, about 4'11".
Yeah, because Patsy, you look like you're 5'11". You look like you're 7 foot tall, Patsy, when you're on stage.
I know.
Sometimes.
But I'm pretty tall for a girl. Yeah, I think there's about 12 inches between us.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how we got the name. But everyone sort of expects it to be the other way. They expect, the guy to be the tall one, the girl to be the short one, but we're very different.
I told her she should pick on someone her own size. But, she kept insisting that she wanted to sing with me. So
Yeah, here we are. How did it start? You guys met in 2007. How did it begin?
Yeah, so Dave was just starting to get out into the public, and I was the president of a not-for-profit little tavern called the Pirates Tavern, and we had a fundraiser, and I was out doing the sausages on the barbecue, and we had an Irish band playing, and they said Dave could fill in the middle. And so all of a sudden I'm out the front doing the sausages and I hear this amazing voice. I was completely mesmerised by Dave. And I think I went into the venue with the sausage still on the end of the skewer and I'm standing there and I couldn't believe it. There's this little guy sitting on a chair with his eyes closed playing guitar and singing.
I think it was probably my third public performance or something.
Yeah.
So I was very, very nervous and it took me a long time to get enough courage to actually sing in public, but it was something I really wanted to do, and that's when Patsy heard me, and so I was still actually and it was, we both sort of started our professional music career a bit later in life, and I never actually imagined that we would take it this far. But,
no, but it was funny because I actually went up to him and I said, you know what, I think our voices are compatible. Would you sing a duet with me? And he went white and he literally ran away. But I pursued him, Jeff. I pursued him, and here we are.
Wow, yeah. And you guys haven't stopped. 6 albums, a couple of EPs, Midnight Choir, the last one. You're sitting in your studio. So you guys hit the ground running. Was it all in another studio, and then now we started this one? How's it been going?
Yeah, it was always, this venue was a project that sort of grew in time. But we wanted to infuse everything that we love under the one roof. So we've got a little venue here. We have some private functions, live music, little theatre shows, and we've got the recording studio. So everything under the one roof. And but we recorded 2 albums in Nashville. Yeah. Which I think
Midnight Choir was half and half.
Midnight Choir was actually, the vocals were recorded here. The music was recorded in Nashville. Yeah, we've got a good producer in Nashville that we really, really like, and he's a great vocal coach as well. And he's become a great friend of ours as well. So we love working with him, but unfortunately when we were supposed to fly to Nashville, we had COVID here and we couldn't fly out of the country. So I got to work and finished off our studio here so we could record the vocals. And we were very happy with the results. I don't think there was any sacrifice to quality at all.
No. We're really lucky because Kenny Royster, he vocal coached Luke Combs for a couple of years before Luke broke out, with that first album, and Kenny produced recorded 8 of those tracks on that album. And Sony, when they picked up Luke, didn't change any of his work. So we thought, gee, we can't afford him any longer. But thankfully, he's a good mate. So he's stuck with us, and that's been fantastic for us.
Yeah, because, being in Australia, Kenny's in Nashville. You guys meet in 2013. How did you meet? Did you go to Nashville just to meet a producer? Did you meet before you went? How did it work?
Yeah, we actually met before
we went.
We
interviewed about
three producers that were in the budget that we could afford at the time. And I think Kenny at that time, he was a kind of, people saying he was a really good B-level kind of producer. He's now in the A-level.
I think he's moved up.
He's moved way up there,
But we were just, he was no fuss. He wasn't trying to sell himself to us at all. He just said, this is what I can offer you. I'm basically a studio engineer, a producer, and a vocal coach all rolled in one. So this is where, the value was for us. And we had quite a few things in common as well. So we thought that he was
David is Kenny's mini-me. He is, because they love doing bike riding. They do all the fishing.
We started talking about fishing, and that was it. I said, we're going with this producer.
There was so much in common. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the Night of Our Life album? Was that the first one?
That's the one. That's the first one that we did.
That was the second one.
The second one we did with Kenny.
With Kenny, yeah.
The first one we did with Kenny was
You Made Me
Stronger.
Okay.
You Made Me Stronger was the first one we did in 2000.
And that was the title track of that song is a song that we
wrote.
Patsy and I wrote together.
Yeah.
And the rest of the songs on that album were from songwriters from around the world, mostly Nashville-based songwriters. We did a worldwide search, and people were pitching their songs to us.
Yeah.
And we did that for, I think about 8 or 9 months.
Yes.
And we sifted through probably nearly 3,000 songs.
Yeah.
To get to the 14 that we narrowed it down to in the end. And that was I think that was the start of us taking things to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Working with Kenny, he sort of knew how to drag, make us better at our craft, And
indeed, Jeff, the song that's just been released, we did back in 2013 with Kenny. That's when we recorded it.
Holy cow! Really?
Yeah. So we've been So we've been sitting on it for a long time, and because it didn't sort of at that stage it didn't make the cut. I didn't feel confident enough to put it on the album at that point. So we did, obviously more than 14 songs when we were in Nashville, and it was just fantastic to think that we've now done a full circle.
We just thought at the time maybe it was a bit risque or something. Double entendre. And Patsy wasn't confident, so we thought we'll leave that for a single release at a later stage.
Okay,
but I'm older. I'm older and bolder. So there you are, Jeff.
Yeah.
Happy to do it now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the new single, How Big Is It, and the entire song. But we're talking with David Patsy from The Long and Short of It. Go check them out, thelongandshortofit.com.au, because they are in Australia. The brand new single, How Big Is It, is out now. You can also go check out their last album, Midnight Choir. Well, you mentioned COVID. You guys are in Australia. Yeah. You had it worse than probably anybody. How was it? Because you guys were completely locked down for 2 years?
Well, we were. I think
Melbourne, because we're in Melbourne, and I think we actually won the record for the most lockdown city in the world.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh.
It was terrible. The most that we could travel was 5 kilometres. So the studio was within range of the 5 kilometres, but you had to get special dispensation to come in. and, you know, be in here and record and work in the music. And so we did that. We got special dispensation to do that. And largely it was around the fact that we have a venue attached to the studio, and we needed to check the fridges, you know, from time to time to make sure that the place hadn't, you know,
so that's kind of how we got around it. But secretly I was working on finishing the studio. So that was the only good thing that came out of COVID for us.
It was too.
Yeah. Oh, man. I couldn't even. I mean, what were you guys thinking? Was there a couple times where, like, is our career ever going to happen again?
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we lost so much money because we couldn't open the venue. And and we'd have random lockdowns that were just like virtually 6 hours notice before we had to lock down. And we just ordered in a whole bunch of food and everything for the weekend. We had to cancel all of our restaurant bookings. And, you know, it was terrible, really.
It was. We don't have a restaurant anymore. We just do functions and events and, you know, live music. So that's good because we know how many people are coming in, and, you know, we can sort of cater to their needs. But all that went south. Probably a good thing because it meant that we could concentrate on our music so much more, Jeff, you know.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic because it's been something that we've really wanted to achieve.
Yeah, well, at least you guys have spun it into a positive because, that would have been a nightmare. Your music videos, your last one, A Little Love Will Fix You Up. Your music videos are awesome. Who's doing your videos?
Yeah, we've got a really wonderful girl. Her name is Hayley, and she's very young still. She's only in her 20s.
And super passionate about
yeah. Her father was a cinema, you know, he made sort of movies and things. And so she wanted to be like a dad, and she followed him around for a long time. And so she went and studied, you know, videography and filmmaking. And then we were sort of one of her first projects. So we've stuck with Hayley from the very first video.
First video, yeah.
Yeah, she's been fabulous. And, you know,
and we feel comfortable working with her. You know, she's got great ideas.
Yeah. And she's young, you know, it's really great to have her with us, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's impressive what she's doing. There's stories. I mean, everything it looks great. I mean, go check out the YouTube, the long and short of it. Go and check out YouTube. Go check out their videos. Their last one, A Little Love Will Fix You Up. thelongandshortofit.com.au. You can also go check them out on Facebook. How big is it? Let's talk about the single because you mentioned it because I was like, why is this not on Midnight Choir? But that's probably why, because you recorded it in 2013.
Yeah, we did.
And then I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, what the heck? I don't know if I can play this on the air when I first listening to it. You kind of mentioned it. Where did this song come from, or who wrote this thing?
Okay, so Chip Martin wrote it, and he's a Nashville-based multi-instrumentalist, producer and songwriter. In actual fact, he was one of the 3 producers that we interviewed before we, you know, went to Nashville to record the album. And so it just so happened that he wrote that song. We just thought it was so clever.
Just very clever lyrics.
Very clever lyrics.
You know, you get a bit of a chuckle out of it.
You do. And you know, funnily enough, Jeff, though, but some people have actually said to me, I thought it was about a truck. You know, now maybe that's the down under kind of mentality, but
I'm glad people are associating it with a truck.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all about a heart, you know, the business and science of your heart. And so we, you know, it's just getting to that point where you get to the chorus that people go, you know,
they're wondering where this is going.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what I was wondering. I'm like, what is going on here? Is Patsy mad at David? What's happening here in this song? It is bold. It is bold to come out with a song.
It is bold, and that's why I think we've left it under wraps for so long.
Yes, it is bold. But as I said, you know, we've matured a lot as artists, and you know, it is a bit cheeky, but it's all about the lyrics. You know, everything tells a story, and that's why we love country music as a genre, because you know, we write poetry basically when we write our songs, and And we just love that one. That was just an absolute classic. So there you go.
You sing another cheeky one that's called Hot Apple Pie.
Yeah, but we wrote that one. We wrote Hot Apple Pie, and that's actually on the album. That's on the album. Yeah.
Yeah, on Midnight Choir.
I seem to sing the rockier songs for some reason, probably because my voice is a bit, obviously suited more to that kind of thing. And I'm either singing about food, which I love, ice cream. I've recorded a song about ice cream because I love it, and this song too. And it's all around just having fun, And I think that probably says it all from now. I don't want to go too much into the double entendres there.
Yeah. Well, before I let you guys go, on Midnight Choir, the first track, Cowboy Lonesome. I'm in Wyoming. It has Wyoming references. Have you guys been to Wyoming?
We haven't been to Wyoming, but it's certainly on our list to go and check it out. But we were, so obviously the song was built around the ultimate loneliness.
Yes.
And we thought, wind, river, range, all that could be a very lonely place. And it was our producer, actually Kenny, that it was, suggested that we should write it about that area. So
yeah, there you go. And you'll notice the Rockies are actually superimposed in the opening scenes, or there's a couple of scenes
where it's part of the snowy mountains.
Yes, in Victoria.
And the
Rockies.
Oh wow!
So there you go.
That's cool. Well, and it starts. I mean, the album starts with a ballad, which is kind of weird, and then the last song, "Beer's a Must," is a party song. I mean, it's like it's backwards or something, but it's cool and how it works. And Cowboy Lonesome goes into Midnight Choir, and it just it works though, guys. That's.
Yeah, thank you, because you never know how to set out the songs, but we particularly love Cowboy Lonesome, and
we thought Cowboy. The reason I think we put Cowboy Lonesome as first is because everyone that was involved in the recording process, and all of our friends and family that heard that song before it was released, just absolutely loved it.
Yeah, so that's why
we thought it had something special. So we thought, well, let's put it first. Draw people in.
Yeah, and Dave's got such a lovely voice. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, yes. It's a beautiful song. It's a great song. I mean, it's a great opener. How do we decide? Because Patsy, you said it. I play more of the rockers. I don't get front most of the often. How do we decide who gets what?
Well, I tend to get the rocky ones. I tend to get the ones about food and the cheeky songs. Dave,
I love ballads.
Dave loves ballads.
I could do a whole album of ballads. And I love singing ballads, so that's easy for me.
Yeah. So there you go. I think we mix it up. We make sure that we have the lyrics. We have a lot of fun doing it. I think the videos, when we recorded Kangaroo Rodeo way back at Walkabout Creek Hotel, where they shot Crocodile Dundee, the film. I don't know whether you know that one, but
oh yeah,
so that we did it at the same pub, and we just had such fun,
all these songs, all the songs on Midnight Choir was co-written with Kenny as well. He wanted to co-write this album. He said, "How about would you like me to co-write it with you?" And we said, "Yeah, that'd be great."
Via Zoom, there you go.
And honestly, there was times when we'd come up with alternative lyrics to these songs, and we were just rolling around on the floor with laughter. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and we look forward to collaborating a bit more in the future. Yeah,
we're doing more. We're preparing another album now. We're writing some songs. So it's just we just love it. We just love the creativity. We love the work that we do, and we thoroughly appreciate you, Jeff, for being available and interviewing us from all the way across the waves. We really because it's just fantastic that you.
It's great to have the support, and we're starting to get a little bit of support in the US now,
which is fabulous.
Which is great because I think our music lends itself to the Americana sound very much, and I grew up loving that. I loving that kind of music. I mean, Creedence Clearwater, Eagles, James Taylor, was all massive influence to me as well. So that's what we like to write.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Midnight Choir, it's an incredible album. It's a great album. You guys did a great job. Kenny did a wonderful job. Sounds awesome. But go and check them out. The award-winning duo, the long and short of it, go check them out. How Big Is It is out right now. You're going to hear it right now. David, Patsy, we appreciate it. We'll definitely have to do it again.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Appreciate your
time. Yeah, thank you, mate.
Awesome, mate.
Here it is. How big is it? It's KIX 96.5.